You had a question for David Penzer.
Yeah, hey, Reuben Bresler here. It's a pleasure to meet you, David. You've had such a long and storied career in the industry, and WCW was a real watershed moment for professional wrestling. The Monday Night Wars and the rivalry between the two brands. We haven't really seen anything like that since then. ... until recently, until maybe AEW came to pass, although there was ECW in there as well. What about the current era of wrestling and the rivalry that currently exists? Does it make you wistful? Is there anything that reminds you, and is there any major differences now than you recall from those WCW days?
First of all, hey, Reuben, nice to talk to you. It is sort of the next, hot period of professional wrestling since the Monday Night Wars. And, there's so much going on. Even TNA, the little engine that could, is chugging along. But, yeah, I mean, it's a little different now just because, of the world we live in. There's, it used to be that we would have like 7 million people watching, one of our shows. And now if you get 700,000, it's a pretty darn good number because of all the different ways you could stream. And actually the first person who smartened me up to that years before it happened was Jeff Jarrett. He said, he told me a long time ago, decades ago, Dave Penzer, you don't need TV. And I said, what do you mean you don't need TV? He said, there's going to be streaming. That's the next thing. And I said, you're out of your mind. And he was right. But yeah, it's a more difficult race for sure. But yeah, it's fun to watch. Totally different products in my opinion. WWE is more storyline based. AEW is more matchup, dream matches and stuff like that based. And, it just depends on what you like. And, but the one thing that kind of disturbs me. The one thing I hate to see is the polarization of AEW fans versus TNA fans versus WWE fans. I will tell you this. I know for a fact that there's not one person in any company. Now, obviously you want your company to do good. It's a pride thing, but there's not one person in any company that wishes that AEW would go away or, WWE would go away. And you get a lot of that tribalization on social media. And, for a WWE person, look, there's a perfect example, Chad Gable right now. Unless I didn't look at the internet today, but unless it just broke, he's sort of going to be a free agent. And, that's good for him. If there was no AEW, if there was no TNA, then, he'd be re-signed with WWE unless he wanted to take his chance on the indie scene, which is actually, you could make a lot of money right now.
Yeah.
So it's good for everybody, whether he uses those companies as a way to get a better deal with WCW or WWE, or whether he ends up going to another company, he has options, and those options, are profitable. And, so I just wish everybody would love professional wrestling. It shouldn't be, one company versus the other. And I hate this company and I love this company. Look, might not be your cup of tea. I like to say on some of these interviews, Brett Lauderdale, who I consider a friend and a super businessman, one of the underrated business people in the wrestling business. But once you get a light bulb out, you lost me. So it's not something I want to see. So I don't watch it, but I don't wish that he would go out of business. I wish him the best. He's a genius. So just because I don't like something, or you don't like something, or the fans don't like something, doesn't mean that, just don't watch it. Doesn't mean you hate it and you want it to go out of business. Just don't watch it. It's a free country. Man. So I'm sorry, I got on my soapbox.
That's all right.
Great.
That's what we like to do around here,
yeah.
Dave. It's all good.
There you go.
Soapbox it all you want, brother. You earned it.
There you go.